March was like any other month. Cold mornings, long commutes, and a growing resentment toward the vending machine at work. I'm a mechanical engineer, been with the company almost 5 years. Nothing fancy, but steady, solid. Like everything else in my life. Or so I thought. We were expanding the team finally, and that's when James, 27ME, joined. He was the new electrical guy, and because of how projects are set up, we ended up working together fairly regularly. James was sharp, confident, but not in a Dutchy way. Quick to joke, good under pressure, always down for a post-work pint. I liked him. In our first few chats, we found out we had mutual acquaintances. He knew some people from my hometown. I knew a few from his. Small world, as they say. But I noticed something strange early on, he asked me, out of nowhere. You seeing anyone? Not unusual, I guess, in context. But the way he asked a bit too casual, and then he held eye contact for just a moment too long, it felt off. I shrugged it off, told him I was engaged. 11 years together. High school sweethearts, I joked. He nodded. Didn't smile. Just went, right? Cool. Didn't think much of it until June. Every summer, our company hosts a night out, the unofficial mid-year bash before the Christmas party. Everyone was out, engineers, HR, even the finance folks who rarely leave their cave. It was a good night. Pints, banter, some very questionable karaoke. By the end, only a few of us were left, James included, and we'd missed the last train home. I called my fiancée, let's call her Elle, and asked if she could pick us up. She agreed, as always. Reliable. Kind. Supportive. But when I turned to James and asked if he wanted a lift too, his reaction made my stomach turn. He went pale. Actually pale. Then shook his head. That can't happen, he said. We need to talk soon. Not no thanks. Not I'll Uber. That can't happen. I stared at him. He didn't explain. Just walked off. On the drive back, Elle and I talked like normal. She asked about the night, laughed at some drunken antics I shared. And yet something about James' words stayed with me. I couldn't shake them. The following week, James messaged me on Teams during lunch. You free? Let's get out of the office. Just us. We walked to a small cafe a few blocks away. I figured maybe he needed help with a project. Or was going through something personal. But when we sat down, he looked me dead in the eyes and said, I think I used to be with your fiancée. I stared at him. The cafe noise faded. My ears rang. James explained everything. Back when Elle went on a girls' trip to Ibiza, I was 23. She was 22, she met him there. They hit it off. Spent almost the entire trip together. There were pictures. Lots of them. Her in his lap. Holding hands on the beach. Kissing. My heart was thumping in my throat. I remember that trip. She texted me every night. Said she missed me. That she couldn't wait to be back. She even brought me a souvenir t-shirt. James didn't stop there. After Ibiza, she told him she was planning to leave me. Said we weren't working. She initiated everything. They started meeting up back home. It went on for 6 months. 6 entire months. It wasn't just a holiday fling. It was a full-blown affair. And I had no idea. I could have handled it if it were just Ibiza. Maybe. But James had receipts. Literal ones. Screenshots. Photos. Time-stamped texts. There was one that broke me. It was the day of my regional football semi-final. Huge game for our Sunday league team. I remember inviting Elle. She said she had work. Couldn't get the shift covered. I understood. I always understood. That day, I looked over at the stands and saw the empty space where she usually stood. It stung, but I focused on the game. I scored. We won. I texted her right after. We made it to the final. Wish you were there, she replied. So proud of you. Meanwhile, James showed me a photo. Taken that same day, at 13:11 p.m. Her, standing by Loch Lomond, feeding ducks. With him. She was wearing the hoodie I bought her for her birthday. I can't explain the kind of betrayal that hit. It wasn't just the cheating. It was the level of deception. The deliberate, crafted lies. While I was sweating on a football pitch thinking she was working, she was on a romantic day trip with someone else. And her friends? Yeah, they were in some of the Ibiza photos. The same friends who smile at me, whose kids I babysit. Everyone knew. Except me. I didn't tell Elle immediately. I couldn't. I didn't even know how. For a month, I carried that knowledge. Every breakfast. Every kiss goodnight. Every time she asked, "Everything okay?" I'd stare at her and wonder, how did you do it? How do you lie for years and pretend it never happened? The worst part? I still loved her. I hated myself for it. For missing her when I worked late. For worrying when she didn't reply fast. For looking at our wedding Pinterest board and still picturing her in a dress. But eventually, something inside me broke. I couldn't carry it anymore. I came home from work, put my keys down, and said, "We need to talk, now." She froze, like she knew. I told her everything. James, the pictures, the texts. And, to my shock, she didn't deny it, didn't cry, didn't scream. She just said, "I always knew this would come back. And then, I didn't think you'd find out like this." She said Ibiza was a blur, that she was confused. Said she came back thinking we were over. But we weren't. I never ended anything. I was just working, supporting us. She claimed she chose me in the end, that she realized I was the one. That's why she never told me. I asked her if she understood what she did to me. She nodded, said she deserved whatever happens next. I packed a bag, left that night. I'm staying at a mate's house for now. Funny enough, James offered me his spare room too. Said I could stay as long as I needed. I appreciated it, but I wasn't ready to spend more time around the guy who unknowingly blew up my life. The house is going on the market. We've got £68,000 in equity, maybe more after renovations. At least I'll be able to get a flat. Start clean. I blocked her friends. Every one of them. Even the ones who didn't know. I don't care. Silence is complicity. They were part of the lie. I haven't spoken to Elle since I walked out. I'm not sure I ever will. It's been 3 weeks since the confrontation. I've started therapy. Finally. I've started running again, just to get my mind off things. Stopped drinking for now. I can't risk numbing this pain before I actually process it. And weirdly enough, there's peace in the quiet. No more pretending. No more wondering. Just me. And the truth. I still have no idea how long it'll take to trust again, or whether I'll ever feel the same about love. But what I do know, I won't settle for someone who wears a mask. Someone who looks me in the eye and lies. I gave everything to that relationship, and it was built on sand. Now, I get to build something new, brick by brick. No more illusions. No more lies. Just real. Whatever that ends up being.